Hello, on this Monday, April 6th, we are going to walk through some sentences together, continuing to use that conjunction and, which means that we are going to be looking at more ways of doing compounds in our sentences, okay? But before we do that, I want to go over our new vocabulary word today. Our new vocabulary word today is lenient, lenient, lenient. Say it with me. Lenient. Definition. Mild and tolerant. Sentence. Mom was very lenient with our punishment. Synonym. Moderate. Antonym. Severe. So the opposite of lenient would be severe. If someone is lenient, that means they went a little bit easy on you. So when it says mom was lenient with our punishment, that means she reduced it. Maybe it should have been 2 days grounding and she only grounded you for one. Or maybe she didn't ground you at all. That would be really lenient. So lenient is not as severe as it could have been. Okay? Last time we talked about inquisitive. Remember, something that is curious or questioning, someone who's wanting to learn, that's an inquisitive person. A while back we talked about a commotion, a noise that causes a disturbance. And a while back, do you remember valor? What does valor mean? Bravery, right? Valor is bravery. Okay, now let's practice these longer sentences, and they're getting a little bit more complicated as we're able to add more parts. And you really are going to need to depend on those questions that we've learned so that you can figure out how everything fits together. Okay, you can't just start randomly guessing what words they are. So we are on page 22 today, and I am starting with 1. And we are going to go through each of these together. Okay, so if you want to pause and try one on your own and then come back to me and then check, that's a really good way of working through this. And that would be a really good way of testing your ability to know what you're doing. Okay? Okay, let's try this. Students walk to the cafeteria for lunch and relaxation after the big test. Who walked to the cafeteria for lunch and relaxation after the big test? Students, subject, noun. What is being said about students? Students walked, verb. 2, preposition. To what? Cafeteria, object of the preposition. The, article, adjective. 4, preposition. For what? Oops. Careful here. For what? For lunch, but look, now there's an and. For lunch and what? For lunch and relaxation. So that would be compound object of the preposition, compound object of the preposition, and then we need to label that and as a conjunction. After, preposition. After what? Test, object of the preposition. What kind of test? Big, adjective. The, article, adjective. Subject, noun, verb, pattern 1, check. To the cafeteria, prepositional phrase. For lunch and relaxation, prepositional phrase. After the big test, prepositional phrase. Period, statement, declarative sentence. Go back to the verb. Separate the complete subject from the complete predicate. No adverb exception, no inverted sentence. Okay, did you get it? All right, now let's look at 2. Now again, pause me, do it on your own, and then come back and see if you got it right. The driver of the small yellow car honked at the boy and girl in the crosswalk. Who? Now, what's our question? Who honked at the boy and girl? Driver, subject, noun. What is being said about the driver? The driver honked, verb. Now let's go back here. Of, preposition. Of what? Car, object of the preposition. What kind of car? Yellow, adjective. What kind of car? Small, adjective. The article, adjective. At, preposition. At whom? Who did he honk at? The boy and the girl. So compound, object of the preposition. Compound, object of the preposition. And conjunction. The article, adjective. In, we have to put it up here. Preposition. In what? The crosswalk, object of the preposition. The article, adjective. The article, adjective. Subject, noun, verb, pattern 1, check. Of the small car, prepositional phrase. At the boy and girl, prepositional phrase. In the crosswalk, prepositional phrase. Period, statement, declarative sentence. Go back to the verb. Separate the complete subject from the complete predicate. Is there an adverb exception? Look here. Is this phrase about the driver of the small yellow car? Driver? Yes. So all of this is subject. There is no adverb exception. Natural or inverted order? Natural, no change. Okay, did you get it? We had a compound object of the preposition in that one. Okay. The rolling fields of corn and milo roll on and on during the summer in Nebraska. What rolls on and on during the summer in Nebraska? Be careful. Fields, subject, noun. What is being said about the fields? The fields roll, verb. Of, preposition. Of what? Corn and milo. Compound, object of the preposition. Compound, object of the preposition. And conjunction. What kind of fields? Rolling, adjective. The article, adjective. Okay. Roll, this is tricky. Because look at on and on. What would that be? They roll. Is that a preposition? No, because there's no noun after it. And there's no noun after this one. So it would answer roll how? On and on. So this would be an adverb. We're not going to say a compound adverb. We're just going to say an adverb, and then there's a conjunction combining the two, and then another adverb, because it just describes how it rolls. During, preposition. During what? Summer, object of the preposition. Now be careful. Summer and Nebraska are not compound because there's no and. They're two different prepositional phrases. During, summer, the article, adjective. In, preposition. In where? What? Nebraska, object of the preposition. Subject, noun, verb, pattern 1, check. Of corn and milo, prepositional phrase. During the summer, prepositional phrase. In Nebraska, prepositional phrase. Period, statement, declarative sentence. Go back to the verb. Separate the complete subject from the complete predicate. Is there an adverb exception? Look at your prepositional phrase. Is it about the fields? Yes, so it's subject. It's not adverb. Okay? Natural or inverted order? Natural, no change. Okay? All right. How are we doing? Getting those compounds? All right, next one. Let me roll this one up a little bit. The rodeo clowns work hard for the safety of the riders at the bull riding and bronco bucking events. Who works hard for the safety of the riders at the bull riding and bronco bucking events? Clowns, subject, noun. What is being said about the clowns? The clowns work, verb. Work how? Hard, adverb. Let's back this up. Adverb. For, preposition. For what? The safety, object of the preposition. The, article, adjective. Of, preposition. Of what? The writer's, object of the preposition. The, article, adjective. At, preposition. At what? Now this, be careful here. At what? At the events. So there's only one object of the preposition here, but there's two adjectives, but they're not compound. We're just going to put an adjective and an adjective. What kind of events? Bronco bucking, adjective. What kind of event? Bull riding, adjective. And conjunction. The, article, adjective. What kind of clowns? Rodeo, adjective. The, article, adjective. Subject, noun, verb, pattern 1, check. For the safety, prepositional phrase. Of the riders, prepositional phrase. At the bull riding and bronco bucking events, prepositional phrase. Period, statement, declarative sentence. Go back to the verb. Separate the complete subject from the complete predicate. Is there an adverb exception? Nope. Is the sentence in natural or inverted order? Natural, no change. Okay, one more. The policeman and the ambulance driver talked for a few minutes after the emergency. Who talked for a few minutes after the emergency? The policeman and the driver. Compound subject noun. Compound subject noun. What is being said about the policeman and the driver? The policeman and the driver talked, verb. What kind of driver? Ambulance, adjective. The, article, adjective. And, conjunction. The, article, adjective. For, preposition. For what? Minutes, object of the preposition. How many minutes? Few, adjective. A, article, adjective. After, preposition. After what? Emergency, object of the preposition. The, article, adjective. Subject, noun, verb, pattern 1, check. For a few minutes, prepositional phrase. After the emergency, prepositional phrase. Period, statement, declarative sentence. Go back to the verb, separate the complete subject from the complete predicate. Is there an adverb exception? Nope. Is the sentence in natural or inverted order? Natural, no change. Okay, did you get it? We got all 5, and I wanted to do them with you today so that I would make sure that you're catching those compounds and you're not getting confused as we're adding different labels and we're adding more and more words. Every word has a job, and you just have to figure out what that job is in the sentence. Okay, your assignment below in the comments, I want you to give me a sentence with a compound verb. With a compound verb. That means you've got one subject, and that one subject is doing 2 different things. And I want at least one prepositional phrase in your sentence somewhere. I would love to see 2. Okay, so my example is the fish jumped and swam away from the bank. Okay, I've got one thing doing 2 things, and then I put from the bank. That's my prepositional phrase. Okay, now you give me a compound verb with a prepositional phrase. Ready, set, go.